Please excuse me while I take a quick nap on my microphone. I've been working so hard. Well, listen, people who have to like fucking do construction and dig and shit, they're working so fucking hard. I've just been working so many hours. And the good news is, it is possible for one of the first weeks of my life that I am seeing working 100 hours a week start to maybe pay off in some ways. Oh my God, my body. It's like crickety crack crock. Okay, so there's been a lot going on this week, and I've talked about it a little bit in a lot of places. I talked about it on the World Girls a little bit. I talked about it on Only Stupid Answers today. Talked about it on The Big Thing. I've talked about it on SEN, but I haven't talked in depth about it anywhere. And what better place to do it than my own show? That's my name. Please wear it out. So let's talk about the week that I had. And you guys feel free to share what's going on with you guys this week, this month, this year. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Okay. So this week, it was announced that Always Lola, you guys know that's the film that I shot 2 years ago, almost a year and a half ago in Ohio. It sold to Good Deed Entertainment. And number one, it is so fucking hard to make a movie. It is so hard when you didn't come up in this industry and you don't have backers and millions of dollars and people just like throwing money and time at you. So the fact that even this movie got made is just such a huge celebration to every person involved, every person who put anywhere from an hour to thousands and thousands of hours of their time into this. And then the fact that not only did it get made, but then it ran the festival circuit and it did well. And then not only did that happen, but then it got bought. And not only did it get bought, but it got bought by a company, Good Deed Entertainment, and distribution company that believes in it, loves it, had such favorable things to say about it. And what that means, because I've been getting texts from my friends back home, my family, and people who are not in this industry, which makes perfect sense, is that since a distribution company bought it, it will be distributed. The article that this was announced in was Deadline, which was so fucking cool to have Always Lola and I'm Lola in Deadline. Just an unbelievable feeling. There's a little snafu I know that some of you guys know about because Christian asked me about it on The Big Thing, but my name's officially in the Deadline article. So all of that was really fucking cool. And then the article mentioned that this will be probably available in August. So that is just such a huge deal. This is what, if you didn't see the article, this is what they had to say. They said, quote, Always Lola is a rare coming of age story for the modern age. The film pays homage to John Hughesian hangout movies we all love, while simultaneously tackling subject matters on the hearts and minds of contemporary audiences. And then says, our team is excited to partner with Good Deed Entertainment to bring Always Lola to audiences this summer. That's coming from my producer, Laura, which is so sweet. And I feel like she's just always had her finger on the pulse with this one. And then it said Good Deeds Executive Vice President of Acquisitions, Eric Donnelly, negotiated the deal with Circus Road Films, Glenn Reynolds, Andy Myers, EVP of distribution and production for Good Deed Entertainment, said, Always Lola achieves a perfect tightrope walk, taking a heavy subject and transforming it into an uplifting, enchanting, and hilarious film. We're eager for audiences to fall in love with this indie gem. I do feel like it is an indie gem. It's very exciting. Uh, it's just cool, like the first time I read for Always Lola, I think it was called What We Bury. It might have been, that might have been the second time I read for it. I think it was called something else. I'm going to go ahead and say that was 5 years ago. Um, maybe longer. I mean, the first time that I read for Lola was, let's see if I can even find this. It really might have been, I mean, maybe 2018, somewhere around then. So a long time ago. And obviously, this is not my movie. I mean, it's a movie I'm so proud of and that I star in, but like, that's just me, somebody who is part of the movie who comes on later after it's already written. So it's just like you stay with these things for so long and you wonder, is anybody ever going to see this? And then for the movie to be bought and distributed, so I know you guys are gonna be able to see it, and some of you have already seen it. Some of you already came to the film festivals or rented it at Heartland. So, I've been working my fucking tits off for years. Not just years for f I mean, I took my first acting class when I was 3 years old. I moved out here when I was 18. The year I moved out here, I started working full time while also being a full-time student in acting school. So you just give your entire life to something. And I've told you guys, like, it's just an unbelievable feeling when you're home, when I go home and I'm so in love. My friends there are so amazing. They're all married with children and homes that they bought. And I am like, as you guys know, fucking struggling sometimes and like just trying to find my person, figuring out is a family for me? Like, will I ever be able to do everything? How do I lock down my career? How do I pay my fucking rent? How many hours can I run my fucking heat this month? And the gas prices being what they are. Um, and so while none of this is financially a big ringer for me right now, just the fact that any of this is seeing any kind of movement forward and the fact that this movie sold, you guys will be able to see it. It's just a huge deal, and I'm really proud of it. It's like a little engine that could, this tiny little movie. I don't say it like that to be demeaning. I say it like that because small budget, small crew, bare bones is something that's connecting with people, And I'm just really, really grateful for that Good Deed Entertainment saw that and was like, yes. So that's really cool. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Did I mention that none of this helps financially yet? Just dream once. And then something else I've known about for a long time. Now, this is a very similar story. So, for those of you guys who have been following me for years, you know that several years ago, uh, I was doing a show called The Tomorrow Show. The Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro. And I just want to say something also about Kevin Undergaro for a second because uh, I doubt he'll ever hear this, but just in case he does, I love you, Kevin. Um, I've heard a lot that this industry is not about companies, it's not about corporations, it's about individuals and making sure that you pick the right individuals to surround yourself with. And I just want to say that as I've been thinking about how did I get where I am, which still so far from where I want to go, but is still so far ahead of where I used to be. This one man, Kevin Undergaro, who I met on an airplane and started working for his company AfterBuzz. Through him, I worked for his company, AfterBuzz. Through AfterBuzz, I met the Schmoes because they were partnered in recording all Popcorn Talk things and Schmoes Know Things there, which is how I met Ken Knapsack. Through Ken Knapsack is how I booked Screen Junkies, which was my first like real health benefits hosting gig in this space. Pausing that through line, through Kevin is how I met Christian, which is how I booked the Schmodown, which is also how I booked Collider. So, and also then therefore how I booked anything with the Big Thing or SEN. Going back to the Screen Junkies page, through Kevin is how I met Ken. Through Ken is how I booked Screen Junkies. Through Screen Junkies is how I booked Madness in the Method, because I was hosting a show with Jason Mewes, and Jason Mewes and Dominic Burns asked me to play a role as a reporter in Jason Mewes' directorial debut written by Dom Burns. Again, all coming through connections that I made from Kevin. Then through Kevin, I started hosting this podcast with Sean Whalen because Kevin was at a Coffee Bean and ran into a character actor that he recognized and always gives people their flowers and was like, "Oh my God, I've seen you in so many things. You're so talented." He invited Sean Whalen on the Tomorrow Show, and I was on the Tomorrow Show as the co-host at the time. Sean came on the show, and Sean wanted to do work in the podcasting space because Kevin was talking to him about doing a show. And I was thinking, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so underwater. I don't know how I'm going to do everything." But I was a fan of Sean's also. And Kevin was like, "Roxy, you want to be an actress. This man is ridiculously talented. You are a great podcaster. He is a great actor. You have to work with him." And I was like, "You're right. And I want to." And so through that, I started co-hosting Acting Class Weekly with Sean Whalen. And Sean has done like an unbelievable amount for me in life. I think I've done a good amount for him as well, but he gave me, in exchange, he became my acting coach. So I helped him with the podcasting side, and then he helped me and was my acting coach. And through that, he's been helping me. He takes all my fucking phone calls and helps me with film auditions, helps me with so much stuff over the years, acting related. And he's got to see me, my work more and watch me grow. And from that, he had me read his script, Crust, years ago. I'm going to say also maybe 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I'm looking through. The first time I read Crust was in October of 2018. So 4.5 years ago. And from reading it and loving it and championing it, then I did a table read of it. And then he started coaching me on scenes. And then I booked the gig. And it's a big, larger movie than Lola. I don't mean larger as in better, just it's got a more well-known cast, bigger crew, and more people for me to learn from and grow from. So and I'll talk more about Crust in a second because I want to tell you guys about it. But all this to say that it is unbelievable how one person can change your life the way that Kevin has changed mine. And when I look at my tree of my career, at first, when I started working at AfterBuzz, I was volunteering there. And I remember how many people were saying to me, like, "Why are you spending so many hours there? Why are you going?" And again, this is at first when I was in school. "Why are you volunteering there for free? Why are you like all of this?" And the way that being just dedicating myself to like showing up there, taking out the trash, learning how to update things on a website, like just learning all of that, the way that that changed the course of my life was just so unbelievable. And I think that like when you get a sense about somebody and they seem like somebody who's just really truly going to have your back and is loyal. And again, we had that Boston connection, so it's hard to beat that. It's just incredible what one person can do to change your life. And every opportunity I've had in the industry has directly or indirectly come from having met him and maintained that relationship. And yeah, just for you guys, for anybody who always talks about like ask me questions like how did you get where you are? I guess it's by trying to get the right read on people and by giving back and giving as much as I can to people who I feel like really have earned their place in the industry and really are in a position that I would want to one day be in, and doing it in a very loyal and genuine way and not in a needy way and not in an expecting way. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about Crust too because I haven't got a chance to share much about that, and I just like I can't remember the last time I felt so excited for something. It's just yeah, just so fucking stoked for it. So I'm going to speak about that. But streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Questions, comments, concerns. Show support. Show up to show out. You guys know the deal. All of that. Wow, there's this new Streamlabs thing that's happening. I'm just trying to X out. Let me live my life. Okay, in the Streamlabs, starting with our first Streamlabs of the day, coming from Mike Joyce, who says, "Congrats on always Lola getting distribution." Thank you, Mike. I saw it through Heartland last year. It's officially a 2023 movie now. I know, how cool is that? I've seen 11 other movies this year, including Megan, Plane, and Knock at the Cabin. It's early, but always Lola is my favorite 2023 movie. That's fucking amazing. That is so great, Mike. What a comment. What a fucking comment. You're awesome. Always Low Lloyd. Yes, with the callback says, Roxy, congratulations. How does it feel to be rich and famous? I'll let you know if I ever get there. Oh, to be rich and famous. I mean, like, I know a lot of people say that they won't say that they want to be famous because it sounds arrogant or pretentious or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to be honest. You guys know I've dreamed my whole life of being famous, wildly famous. Like, I've dreamed my whole life of being rich and famous. I I want to be able to really affect people's lives and tell stories and change the world for the better as much as I can and shine light on things that don't have light shined on them. And I think the best way for me with my skill set to do that is to be fucking rich and famous. I'm so far away from both of those things right now. As I was looking at my fucking, I'm still working on my tax write offs. I'm at the month of April, so I still have so much to go. I'm going to be working on that heavy tonight and tomorrow and all throughout the week. But, like, if you guys, it would be laughable if you guys could see my bank account. You guys would be like, how is it possible that this girl just started a movie with distribution, was cast in another one? Like, I always thought if somebody was in a movie, they had money. Oh, but anyway, the famous part, working on it. I would say right now, what do you say? I'm like an E-list celebrity. If I can inch my way to D-list, let's go. Slowly and surely. Fucking working on it. Okay. Thank you for that support, though, Low Lloyd. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. John Get Bent says, congrats on all the good news. I hope Always Lola makes it up here. I'm gonna mention it to my local art house theater when it's close to release. I hope they pick it up. Thank you so much. I don't know because I'm not involved in the distribution conversations if it's gonna be something that's in any art house theaters or whether it's only gonna be digital distribution. I genuinely don't have the answers to that right now. I just know in the article it said August. So that's what we're looking at. Mark Jason Ali, thank you for that support, babe. Congratulations with all your successes. Do you know if Always Lola is coming to the UK with distribution deal? with good deeds. Glad you got the second film. Well deserved. Congrats. Very well deserved. And I knew you'd be a star. How's the family? Thank you. Working on it. My dad today said to me, he's like, "You're a movie star." And I was like, "Ha." And he was like, "No, seriously, you starred in a movie. That's a movie star." And I was like, "I did star in a movie. That is true." I have no idea about the UK. I will try to dig around and find out more about what the distribution plan is and then try to see what I can tell you guys. Because I just don't know how it works in the UK. But I do believe that there is, I don't want to say anything that I don't know for sure, but I haven't heard anything specifically about it only being domestic, but I'll keep you posted. And the family is good. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you. John Lestrina says, oh, actually, before I get to that, one of the best parts about my family is just that how badly they want me to succeed. They see everything I've given up in my life and they just want me to fucking succeed. I went over to Grammys on Thursday night. She was just so fucking stoked about the crust casting, but she was like, a horror? You're going to do a horror comedy? She's like so judgy about it, which I think is hysterical, especially when I tell you guys more about the movie. John Lestrina in the Streamlabs says, I hope you can endure and survive to catch the new episode of The Last of Us Sunday. Then you can see some kin. What's some kin? I know about the endure and survive part. The last was so good. And it's now been a full week since I've gotten a new episode since I watched on Friday. And that doesn't seem fair. Jimmy Nails in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy says, sounds like what you're describing is Kismet, Roxy. Don't forget, you have earned everything that is happening to and for you right now. You're one of the most talented, hardest working people I know, except your flowers too. Jimmy, I am having like a weird little imposter syndrome. As you know, by the time I was talking to you guys about Always Lola more, I'd already shot it. And I knew was proud of my performance for the Crust movie. We have not shot yet, obviously. And I am still working on my character. And there's all different directions I can go in. I'll tell you guys about that. But it's like, God, I just want to do a really fucking good job. And I hope I am good at what I think that I'm good at, you know? Alexander Wilson in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy says, AfterBuzz was my jam. First time I saw you was when you interviewed Karen Gravano. Yeah, Karen Gravano from Mob Wives, like 10 years ago. Like, that's crazy. I remember the Mafia Reddit posted it, and it had like a 500,000 views at one time. That makes sense. I liked her. I know some people didn't, but she was nice to me. I remember that interview, and that's crazy. That's the first time you saw me. It's so fascinating. Sometimes I check in with you guys. I ask, where do you know me from? It's one of the parts about diversifying my career to the extent that I have, that every time I ask, some people know me from Rotten Tomatoes, DC Movie News, AfterBuzz TV, Popcorn Talk in general, and going into AfterBuzz, The Flash After Show, Gossip Girl After Show, Desperate Housewives, Glee, Mob Wives. I mean, I probably covered 80 shows during my time period there. Screen Junkies, Collider, Schmodown, Skybound, because remember I was hosting for Skybound before Schmodown came over there. People know me from now. I have had a couple people on my TikTok and say from, you're the girl from Always Lola. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. People know me from my social media. Like, it's just so wild because I've worked so many places, I've worked so many jobs, I've tried so fucking hard that when people say something like, I remember you in the Karen Gravano interview, it's like, never at that time did I think this would make somebody maybe follow me. And Alexander, thank you for liking me enough to keep up with me. Galaghost in the streamlabs.com/Rockstar says, not rich, and I have a laughable account balance as well. But here's a fiver of what I can spare towards being richer. You're amazing. Thank you. Congratulations on the distribution. I can't wait to finally see it. Cheers. Oh, I can't wait for you to see it too. Thank you so much for that. Laughable bank accounts. That sounds like an amazing album or book title. Yeah. Jake Yakovad in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy says, I know I've already told you like 5 times, but why not once more? So fucking happy for you. I'm proud of you. And I'm pretty sure it was TV Fights where I first saw you. Yeah, I don't actually think I ever asked you, Jake, where was the first place that you ever saw me? TV Fights, huh? Yeah, that was a big one. I remember when I booked TV Fights, that really changed the game for me. I'm so fucking grateful to Ken who pushed so hard for me for that job. Um, there was a lot of people who were up for that. A lot of people who you guys know. And um, I remember sitting waiting to audition for that and just thinking like, I'll never get this. And getting it was like, you guys know I went above and beyond and like wrote 100 questions and just worked my ass off for it. Um, yeah, it was a game changer for me. It was a big game changer for me. So yeah, just getting in at that right time. That was my first major, I think, headline too. I think that was in Variety or Hollywood Reporter with the Screen Junkies Plus. Big deal. Okay. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I want to tell you guys a little bit about Crust. So I know that they have financed the majority of the movie, but I know that they were doing an Indiegogo to try to get funding for um, production costs and some stuff. And that I'm so proud of Sean Whalen, who again has just been such a champion to me and in my life. And I just fucking love him. So cool. There's already like press sites and different YouTubers and TikTokers and stuff posting about Crust, which I'm like, I can't believe I'm in that fucking movie. So yeah, that's been amazing. And if you guys can go support the movie, please feel free to do so. If you want to, if you follow Sean Whalen, who's just Sean Whalen actor, it's linked to him, but it's the Indiegogos for Crust. It was on the like Indiegogo front page or whatever, which is really fucking cool. And they are 91% of the way towards their goal, which is amazing. And just the cast of this, if you guys watch Sleepaway Camp with Felissa Rose, it's just like crazy to me that what an iconic horror character. The fact that she's going to be in this movie that I'm in is wild. The fact that I'm going to be in a movie with Sean Whalen is just crazy. He's been in like so many different things. Danny Roebuck, like there's just, yeah, just the whole thing is fucking wild to me. I can't really believe it. It feels like a dream. I'm so grateful for him. And the one of the best parts about this is that the script that I read, again, I read it in October of 2018. So just like imagine reading something then and then not being allowed to fucking talk about it and being I was cast in this prior to the pandemic and not being able to talk about it and it getting pushed because of the panini and all of that shit. So I was like shouting out of my chest, this fucking script is so disgustingly, disturbingly hysterical. It's one of the, you guys know I used to do this show, Unproduced Table Read, where I read a script every week. And also, I am a writer, and also, I am asked by a lot of my friends to be their reader because I'm pretty decent at giving notes and I'm pretty cutthroat about shit. So people actually like to hear, like, do this, do this. So I read so many fucking scripts. Like, I don't read books, I read scripts. Crust has stuck with me since the second that I read it because it borrows from movies that I loved so much as a kid, like Little Shop of Horrors. It's very Little Shop of Horrors-esque. If Little Shop of Horrors wasn't a musical and was a raunchy comedy instead. It's so fucking it's so good that I just can't believe I'm in it. So I have a lot of people have been asking me about my role. A lot of people. That everybody's lining up asking me. No, I mean you guys in my comments and stuff. And I can't get into too many details yet, but it's not like Always Lola where I'm the star of the movie. I have a couple of scenes though, and I think that I'll be able to make I'll be able to do my part for the story and I'll be able to definitely bring something to it. And it's a character that I cannot fucking wait to play. I'm messing around with a few things right now and it's been so fun for me. And with Sean's help, I know I'm really going to be able to do something very fun here. But it's like completely different than anybody who's gonna watch me and Lola or just watched me and Lola. It's just so different and so, um, yeah, like, vulgar and wild and incredible. I think that this movie is gonna be huge for Sean, for everybody involved, and I think that people are just gonna love it. I cannot wait to film. I think we film in June, and it's just I'll keep you guys posted every step of the way because it's just like what I'm thinking about right now is just how excited I am to do my part for this movie and just can't believe every time I hear something about it or like Sean's been sending me updates, right? So he sent me film shooting locations and like me looking at them. I'm like, "Oh, you secured what?" Or like he sent me uh, on Monday, they're revealing the monster, the practical monster. And he sent me footage of it and I was like, "Oh my fucking god." Like, oh, this is so sick. It's just so sick. Uh, yeah. And it's happening. And it's happening. My dad always told me growing up, if you're gonna play basketball, if you're gonna play soccer, you're playing with the kids that are 2 years older than you. Because my brother was 2 years older, and I'm this little fucking girl, and I'm a little chubby, and I'm slow, and I'm bopping around whatever, and I was like, "Oh, I can never keep up," and da, 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 and he always would tell me, "That's how you get good. You play with people who are much better than you," and with Crust, I'm getting to play with people who are much more experienced than me, and better than me in every way. And like that is where I want to be. I want to be with the people that I like. I hope that Sean lets me be on set. I want to learn from, I want to do everything I can. Let me get everybody coffee. Like, what can I do for this production? Yeah. Superhero movie says, Roxy, remember, even if the script is great, the execution of the script is just as important. Of course it is, but it's not my movie. But I have a feeling he's gonna execute perfectly. Shout out to my friend Jamie Costa for joining the show again. Appreciate you, my dude. Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the week because I know again I've been popping on all these shows, but it's not my fucking show, so I can't take over the whole conversation. And I just wanted to spend some time telling you how fucking grateful I am for you guys helping me continue to get here, supporting me through every step, every meltdown, every victory for championing my career as I continue to grow and work and book and hopefully, like we talked about, fucking rich and famous, my dudes. Uh, on the note of Crust, I did forget to mention this. I'm only gonna be on set for a few days. So you don't have I'm not taking it's not like Lola where I had to take a month off. I'll definitely still be here and it's shooting not locally like Los Angeles, but locally as in be local to here. So that will be great too. You guys are awesome. Thank you for these comments. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Share. Before I go, any last minute questions, comments, concerns, support? Jimmy Nails in the Streamlabs. He says, "What's the connection to Sleepaway Camp? I freaking love that movie for obvious reasons. I'm so excited for am proud of you, Roxy." The connection to Sleepaway Camp is that the star of Sleepaway Camp is one of the leads in this movie. So that's what I was talking about with Felissa Rhodes. I'm like, "Hello, Miss Rose. I'm a very big fan of yours." Is in this movie because Sean Whalen's kind of a horror legend. He is a was in People Under the Stairs. He's been in he was in Twister. I think Roach might be his most famous character. He was in the Three from Hell, which is the Rob Zombie movie. He's done so many horror movies. He has 135 credits, just fucking crazy. So he knows a lot of people in the horror space. And yeah, that's not the only person involved in the horror space, but yeah. Uh, so yes, all of that. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see. Galago says, here's another fiver. I first came across you when you told your crazy story on Collider Live about your buddy and the crazy uh paternity test. Oh, paternity test. Yeah, yeah. Hope your friend is well. You are truly a breath of fresh air on the show and enjoy all of your stories. Cheers. That was one of my craziest stories, one of my good buddies. Why am I so fucking blown out today? I know I didn't put my red lights on behind me because I just didn't feel like the red glow, but anyway, I'm here with you guys. Maybe it's because the image is trying to save you guys from looking at my, like, I have not been sleeping. I've just been fucking working. Yes, my buddy is fucking crushing it. We're actually still very close. I love him. He is killing it. His business is thriving. He is opening up a second one, I think, and he finally got back into a relationship. And I say finally because I thought that that girl was going to have scarred him for life, but he's dating this really great girl and they moved in together and he's back on fucking track. And I'm just amp city for him. But thank you for knowing me from there. That was a crazy story. I've got many of them. I really do. Uh, Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Before I get out of here, thank you to you guys again. Jamie, if I get to control any crust invites, then you are welcome to join me. And shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get out of here because I am going, you guys know I'm Auntie Roxy to my closest friends' little kids, and I haven't seen them in 2 months because the kids were sick, and then it was COVID, and then I was sick, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I get to go see my little nephews tonight, which I'm stoked about. And that's where I'm going to go right now. Actually, not for a few hours because I still have to finish up month of May on my taxes. Guys, fucking write-offs and taxes need to be rich and famous so I don't have to fucking do this shit. Cannot spend more time on taxes. Also, as you guys know, I'm almost going into pre-production for my movie that I'm going to be making this year, my Hanukkah movie that I'm just on fucking cloud 9 about and I've been grinding about right now. And as I'm learning about all of the aspects of financing this movie and dealing with putting together my pitch deck for investors and whatnot, there's shit that I'm like so unfamiliar with that I need to get familiar with fucking fast about what's taxed if like based on gifts versus investments, the actual number, all of this stuff. It's just been fucking insane. So anyway, I'm a creator. I'm not a fucking mathematician. Must get rich and famous. Cannot continue to have to deal with my own fucking numbers or other numbers. Cannot. I say cannot. I don't want to do it anymore. Don't make me fucking do my taxes. And I have an accountant, but I have to get all the information to the accountant. Anyway. Okay. That was my goodbye. So long. Farewell. Avita Zen goodbye. Not exactly sure what she says, but it's something like that. I could have mumbled it and you guys wouldn't have known that I didn't know. But then, anyway. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't trend with the Holocaust. I didn't even have time to talk about this on the show today. I did Instagram about it, about the 2 people who were shot in Pico Robertson area, the 2 Jews that were shot. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, take a minute to familiarize yourself with the story. Anti-Semitism is I would say, an all-time high. I don't have the stats to prove that, but an all-time high of the last 10 years. And it's fucking disgusting. And anyway, don't trend with the Holocaust. We say it here every single day. Justice for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice, wherever you're on the rainbow. We love you. We stand with women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself, Glenn Caesar. We are nonstop thinking about you, even if right now feels you don't know that we're here. I know somewhere in the world you know that we are here. All of us, we love you. Mascot of the show and of our hearts, Glenn Caesar. Really praying for a swift, quick recovery, a full recovery, more importantly. All right, goodbye, my friends. I will see you on Monday for the Whirl Girls. probably here on Sunday before that, just to catch up on other things. And I appreciate all your support in the Streamlabs. Oh, wait, we did get some super chats in today. I'm so sorry. I'm running long on you guys. Shout out to Chris Lunchi, said, read the Deadline article. Congrats, Roxy. Your hard work keeps me inspiring me to fulfill my dreams. That's fucking awesome. If I can make anybody feel inspired to fulfill their dreams, I feel like a fucking winner. What the fuck, boy, says, you watching WrestleMania this year in LA? Love you. I know it's in LA. I actually don't know what I'm going to do because you guys know I like wrestling, but I'm not like a diehard. But if I'm invited, Avi. Spidey says, congrats, Roxy. Can't wait to finally see you on the big screen if your movie makes it over to the DC MD area. MD is Maryland, right? Look at me go. Look at me knowing all the things. Sorry about those super chats that I didn't remember to read before. I did remember now. Better late than never. Yada, yada, yada. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.